It gives me no pleasure at all to have had to have a meeting earlier today with a journalist and to apologise on behalf of Parliamentary Service for the fact that her phone records were released. I agree this is an issue that's very serious. All members who have contributed so far have remarked how serious this issue is. We all have a love-hate relationship with our press gallery, but they are an absolutely essential part to this democracy. And there has been a breach of trust that has occurred, and I will do all in my power to get to the bottom of it. At this stage, while a number of members who have contributed to the debate have suggested that those phone records were released under pressure from the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister's Office, Wayne Eagleson, I can find absolutely no evidence of that whatsoever. In my opinion, no, the member interjection said, who asked for them? It appears to me that no one asked for them to be released. It appears to me that no one asked for them to be released, but they were released perhaps by somebody who enthusiastically override what he should have done. Sorry? How can they just appear? Well, I'm sure that when this matter's teased out before the Privileges Committee, that's likely to be what the Honourable Annette King will find out. They were released. They should never have been released. Having been released, they were never accessed. I have seen an email immediately from the David Henry inquiry saying, whilst we received this information, we never asked for this information and we returned it immediately. The whole issue of the David Henry inquiry has opened some very serious questions about what information should be accessed in the event of a security situation. And I believe there's going to be huge difficulty sorting out if an email is a ministerial email, whether it's a parliamentary email, whether it's actually a personal information email, and whether that should be released. That's why it should go to the Privileges Committee. That's right. Because all of us who have our swipe cards to carry around this building, all of us who use our emails, need to know the protocols and the rules by which in the future, in the event of a serious breach of security, that information may or may not be made available. And I can think of no better committee to establish the protocols for this to occur than the Privileges Committee. And whilst I accept there's a lot of heat around this argument today, I passionately believe it is best to go to the Privileges Committee, and the sooner they can report back so the rules are clarified, then the better for us as members of Parliament, the better for the operation of the press gallery, and therefore the better it is for the democracy of New Zealand.
We're meeting this week.
I call the Honourable Member Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr Chair. This is about the separation of powers of the government. Under our system of government, there are three branches. There is the executive branch, headed by the Prime Minister. There is the parliamentary branch, headed by the Speaker, and the judicial branch, headed by the head of the Supreme Court. It is fundamental to protect our freedom and our democracy that those three branches are kept separate. That is why the intrusion by the Prime Minister's office into parliamentary affairs is fundamentally a threat to our democracy. So when the Chief of